the one thing I always felt like is that I've got tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. That's not necessarily the best mindset to have.
Because you don't always have tomorrow.
The aspect of thinking I've got tomorrow is what am I neglecting today? Mm-hmm. And what you neglect today, you may not be able to make up for tomorrow. Don't think about tomorrow. Let's be present. Be where your feet are here and now, and be present and intentional in that time. I wish I could have done that a lot better.
Richie, thank you for being on my podcast today.
Well, thank you for having me.
And for our viewers who do not know, Richie is working in the insurance industry as a property and casualty insurance provider. Can you tell me a little bit about where you work?
Sure. Thomas Harrison and Associates. We are a local independent insurance agency. Been in Daphne. The company's been in Daphne for a little over 43 years. So it's a great, one of the best group of folks I've ever worked with within the insurance industry. We have a great esprit de corps within our agency. A lot of fun in that office. It can be a busy place, but it's also a lot of fun. Great folks that I get an opportunity to work with. And we handle a lot of different things all over the place.
So Daphne, have you always lived in Daphne?
No, not by any means. I've been in Baldwin County for a little over 3 years. I was born and raised in Pike County, born in Troy, raised in Brundage, Alabama. And I lived in Central Florida for about 27 years. So that's where all my adult lifehood has been until I moved here 3 years ago.
So being from here, are you an Alabama fan or an Auburn fan? I just have to ask.
Roll Tide.
Really? That was not the energy I was getting from you.
What? I was given an Auburn energy?
Well,
oh my gracious.
Okay, so can I tell you something?
Please, by all means. I need
you
to
are
hear how
giving major FCE. You know what that is?
Please tell me what that is.
Football coach energy.
Yes, I did used to coach high school football and basketball for a term in Central Florida. Yeah,
Thanks.
Sure.
I have the best radar for things.
Yes.
So tell me about that time in your life.
Oh, it was awesome. Some of the most time-consuming. It's a part of my life where we had little kids. I don't know how we did it all, honestly, but it was so much fun. I enjoyed it so much. But it was I was coaching at there in Bushnell, Florida, at a school called South Sumter High School. Had a great staff. Emmett Sherman was the coach there. He started coaching there, I think it was in 82, 83. And I started with them in 1999, I think it was. It's 99 or 2000, one of the two. But started coaching there with them on JV football. And the JV head football coach, Keith Heilman, was also the head basketball coach at the school, because everybody shared athletes. Coaches coached multiple. It was a small school, so the coaches coached multiple sports. He's like, "Hey man, do you want to help me coach basketball?" I was like, "Man, I don't know a thing about that. I've watched basketball. I didn't play basketball." He said, "You can coach. I'll teach you."
Yeah, you are a coach.
What to do, but you can coach.
Yeah.
So, okay, sure. Had a blast with
it.
Loved working with him. Loved coaching the game. It's so different than football. Football is very regimented in every aspect of the form of schedule. Your schedule is very regimented. Every day is basically the same from week in, week out. Basketball, you could have 2 games this week. You can have 3 games this week. You could be on the road different nights. Your practice schedule is always revolving around whatever that game schedule is. So it's a totally different animal than what football is. But it was very enjoyable. I loved it. Had a blast doing it. But
Hey, real quick before we get to the rest of the episode, if you're a local Baldwin County business owner and you'd like to learn how a podcast could help grow your business, or you're looking to grow your business through digital marketing or video content, email me directly at morgan@posteditmedia.com or check out my website at posteditmedia.com. All right, back to the rest of the episode.
But when I moved from JV football to the varsity offensive line coach, I really had to let the basketball part of it go because I just couldn't commit the time to it. Plus, I wasn't a teacher. I was working a regular job, coaching. I was a certified athletic coach. I got paid just like the other coaches got paid. But the time constraints from family, my regular job, and coaching, I had to let one of those things go if I made the move up to varsity.
I could tell that you loved it. You have a little twinkle in
Oh
your
yeah,
eyes. You're talking about it.
It was phenomenal. It was some of the best times of my life was doing that.
You mentioned that you had a full-time job and you were doing this and you had young kids. How many young kids did you have?
Oh gracious.
Oh, gracious.
Well, I've got two kids of my own from a previous marriage, and then Kelly and I. Kelly has two girls from her previous marriage, so we would have a house of four. And they were all kind of, stair steps in age, so they're all kind of right there together. But man, and of course, baseball season and that type of thing, they were all played either baseball, softball. I don't know how in the world we got everybody where they needed to be for all the different practices, because they all had different practices, different locations, different times, and do all the things that we had to do as well. Was
your wife able to stay home?
No,
she was
she worked too. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, bless this woman.
No,
I bet she's still tired.
I don't know. That may be why she sleeps so much now.
Oh, I'm sure she's catching up.
Probably so. I need to catch up some too. But no. But yeah, we talk about that from time to time, and we think about when we get busy now. We're like, we're not busy. I mean, think about what we used to do, and then we think, how did we do that? How did we manage all of that?
And how old were you?
I was, in my 30s, probably, honestly, the most unhealthy time of my life as well. Yes, absolutely.
In your 30s, you felt like you were the least healthy?
No, Phil, I was.
You were?
Yes, I was. Because we were so busy, we did not take at that point in time to take care of ourselves, which is something I've learned we've had to do.
Yeah. As
you get older, you definitely realize that, or I've realized that, and have made changes to being intentional to do things for myself and to take care of myself before my day starts. And that's really the only way I've been able to do that. But you have to be intentional. Yeah. You need to take care of yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself to provide for those around you.
Yeah.
We were so daggone busy. We were just, and then not only busy, but because we were involved with all of these things, our kids were active at all these things. We're always eating on the run, eating in the garret, eating at concession stands. The worst things in the world that you can do to take care of yourself, I shouldn't say worst things in the world, but if you're going, your diet, food-wise,
that's the worst.
The worst thing that you could do, we were doing it just to survive and to do things we needed to do and be where we needed to be when we needed to be there.
Yeah.
So definitely my 30s was the worst health I've ever been in my life. For certain.
And how old were your kids? Like the ranges?
Oh, it ranged. You're gonna make me do some math now, but like from 6, 7 to 10, 11.
Oh, so still pretty young then.
Oh yeah, they're young. They're in
rambunctious.
Yes.
So I have kind of the opposite thing going on in my 30s. So I've just never been the kind of person that really needed to work out, or at least I didn't feel like I did need to exercise. So I've always been very thin. And then in my late 20s, I blew up like a balloon out of nowhere. I had a liver disorder that I didn't know about, and I was having a lot of complications, and it wasn't even fat. It was fluid. I was retaining fluid all over my body, and nobody could figure out why. I was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was like, why am I so fat? I've always been thin my whole life. I haven't changed my diet. Finally, a doctor was like, hey, you got this going on. This is how we're going to treat it. And immediately as we started treating it, I dropped 60 pounds like this.
Oh, wow.
It came off.
All that fluid just came off of it.
Overnight almost. And then with that, though, I lost a lot of muscle tone. It was eating my muscles and my bones. I don't know if you knew that adults can get rickets.
I don't even know what rickets is.
So rickets is something that toddlers get when they don't get enough calcium. Kids who are lactose intolerant, they don't get enough calcium, and so their bones kind of start to get soft, and their body pulls calcium from their bones. And so that was happening to me. I got rickets, and my bones started being soft, and I started having problems with my teeth and all this kind of stuff. And so I was like, okay, well, this is it. I got to start doing something different. And I have 2 small children. They're 10 months apart, so I can sympathize with you there. We were just like all the time. It's really hard to find time for yourself, find time to go to the gym, hard to make meals at home. But I was like, I have to prioritize. I'm going to make these meals at home from scratch. I started, kind of taking care of myself. It hasn't been until this year that I started like exercising, and I go to Pilates, and it's been really good. But it was just funny to hear you say that the unhealthiest you've been is in your 30s, and I feel like the healthiest that I've been is in my 30s, because this is at the point where I'm like, okay, I have to take care of myself. Before that, I was like, whatever, I'll just eat a bag of Cheetos.
Well, yeah, I understand. Yes, and maybe the fact that your issue helped trigger that importance.
Oh, if you could see a picture of me, it would trigger anybody.
Yes, yeah. Well,
oh my goodness.
I understand, but we were so busy.
Yeah.
Even though I knew just from my family history the importance of health. Yeah, my old man was dead at 42. His old man was dead at 44. I knew I needed to try to take better care of myself. Yet here I was in my 30s in the worst shape I've ever been in my life, because I allowed life and my schedule to dictate everything versus me being intentional. That's what I mean. Say you have to be intentional to take care of yourself and to make time for yourself. And really, you're aware of it, the importance of food, the types of food. And we're becoming, as a society, more and more aware of the importance and how big of an impact the type of food, the foods that you eat, that you consume, how that impacts you, the way you feel, your health, more so than anything else. To me, that's more important than exercise. Now, I'm a big believer of body in motion stays in motion, but over the years, I've grown to embrace and recognize the importance of food being a greater factor in that overall health, more so than exercise, in my opinion. Both are important. Yeah. But food is gigantic.
Do you feel like eating better and feeling healthier has helped you in your professional career?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly, because from an energy level and from if you feel good, if you feel healthy, you are naturally going to be better at whatever you're doing. I don't care what it is. You're going to be better at every aspect of your life if you feel good. If you always have aches and pains, and it just erodes at that mental aspect of the way you feel and the way you interact with folks as well.
So safe to say, for any of our listeners who are in an up-and-coming generation of business leaders, owners, it would be good advice to give them to say, hey, even if you have a family, even if you're busy, you got stuff going on, you're busy in your field, you're busy with your career, it's really important to still take care of yourself.
Intentional. You have to be intentional. Make that time. And it's hard, right? The only way I have found for me to be intentional and to be consistent at taking care of myself is I had to take care of me before I start my day, right? So 4:30 every morning, my feet are on the ground rolling. I'm going.
That's early.
Yes, that's early.
What time do you go to bed?
Right now, 8:30 to 9.
Okay, well, good for you.
Yes.
I was about to say, because you're not getting enough sleep if you're...
Yes, you have to start earlier. You may have to go to bed earlier if you start earlier. But the importance there is that try to get 8 hours of rest. The older I get, the more that becomes necessary. When I was younger, in my 30s, 40s, 6, maybe 7 was a lot. It was a lot of sleep for me. I definitely have been slow to the game of being intentional, making that 8-hour rest at night. But I can feel the benefits of that. Mental clarity, energy level definitely is a must for me at this point to help. But again, that intentional aspect of it, you've got to find that time. And honestly, I don't know how many people can be consistent without doing it first thing before the day starts. Because once the day starts, there's no guarantee when it's going to end and what different things are going to pull you in different directions. So that's how I do it.
100%. Or you find something where you have to pay per class, like Pilates. I have to book it in advance or else the spot I want gets taken and I have to pay a good amount of money per class. If I pay for it, going.
Yes.
Because I'm getting my money.
Yes, that's
They're going to charge me whether I show up.
That's right. That's right.
So,
that's right.
Anyway, that's great advice. I'm sorry to hear that your dad passed so soon.
Yes.
Did they pass from something that you're aware of?
Disease. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Smoked like a freight train.
Yeah.
Ate a southern diet of fried foods that we are now learning fried in the wrong, and these seed oils, things of that nature. A lot of Mama's a great cook.
Oh, yeah.
She's a great cook. Everybody loved to eat Mama's food.
Yeah.
It was sweet. That's why we all loved it. It was loaded with sugar. Yes. Yes. So it was a combination of lifestyle and also the terrible foods that we were eating, not realizing what we were doing to ourselves.
Yeah, I do eat a lot of fried food, I will say. Yes. But I've been more careful about where I go to get the fried foods and like making sure that I don't have any in my home. I have no seed oils. Everything's organic in my home. I don't do any dyes. My kids are like, I'm such a helicopter mom about their food. I just, but for me, being as busy as I am with my business and with the podcast and with having 2 toddlers and all the other things, B&I, chamber, all the other stuff I have going on, I end up eating on the go a lot. And so it's actually really good for me to hear you say this too.
Yes.
Because even though I have a pretty good control of my health right now, I could do better about being more intentional about me.
We all can do better. I mean, I'm so much better than what I used to be. There's still room for improvement in my diet for certain. The more and more I put in my diet of things that don't come from a label, the better I feel. So there's always things that I consume on a daily basis that come from something with a label on it. So but we've definitely minimized that substantially over what it used to be.
I try to keep an ingredient at home where it's like there's no ready to go snacks. If you want something, you got to go in there and cook it, But I cook a lot. I just also am always going. And I'm really bad about going to Starbucks. And I know it's bad for you because they have seed oils in their creamers.
Yes.
And they got all kinds of stuff and it's loaded with sugars. But man, I love it.
Yes. I never drank coffee until my mid-40s.
What? I love coffee.
And then when I first started drinking coffee, I think it was more of all the additives and ingredients and the sweet stuff more so than coffee.
Yeah.
You were just loaded with all now I'm black coffee only, and that's it.
See,
listen to me.
Okay.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
Is it hard? Yes. The first swallow always has that bite. It's got that bite to it, but after that first swallow, it's coffee. And Morgan, I enjoy drinking that black coffee right now. And I look forward to drinking that black coffee just as much as I ever did the coffee with all the other junk in it.
Really?
Really.
Did it just take a while?
Yes. But it's coffee.
Yeah.
It's just, I promise you, I have the same craving and urges for that black coffee as I did when it was loaded down with all that.
Man, I like my coffee like pour on your pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I hear you. I'm with you. But no, I promise you, bite the bullet, get away from all the additives, all the sweeteners.
My problem really
coffee.
isn't even the taste. It's like it makes my teeth feel like concrete. You know what I mean?
I don't know
my
what
teeth
you
get
mean.
this
I've never had that.
You've never licked concrete before?
No, I have not licked concrete, nor have I ever thought. Man,
You heard it here first. Well, I don't know. I'll give it a try because you said so. I'm gonna give it 1 week. If after 1 week I still can't stand the flavor, I quit.
Yeah, you got
It's my vice.
It will still be your vice, but it's going to be black coffee will be your vice if you give it time.
If it's healthy though, if it's healthy and it doesn't have sugar in it, I'm gonna drink it all day. Just letting you know. But yeah, it's like I love a warm drink.
Yes. Okay.
Just no matter what it is, I just love a warm drink. I think it's in my blood, in my culture.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Korean people do not drink cold beverages. I don't know if you know this.
No.
They drink their water hot.
Huh.
They drink everything hot. Hot tea, hot water. I used to know an old Asian lady I worked for. She was a dermatologist. She used to drink her Dr. Pepper hot.
Do you like teas, hot teas?
Love it.
Okay.
I do, but there's just this allure about going through the drive-through and getting a sweet.
Yes, it's called sugar.
Yeah. It's that dopamine
Yes.
that I need in the middle of the day to keep me going.
Oh, you don't need it.
Yes, I do need it.
You don't need it?
You don't need it. I need it. I have toddlers still. Your kids are grown-ups. So, what did you do before insurance?
That's a great question. I actually worked with a local custom home builder right before I came into the insurance business. Before I started that, I was the development coordinator for the Sumter County Planning and Development. That's what I was doing, and what I was doing when I was coaching as well. And a local builder and I developed a pretty good friendship. He'd come up to the building department to get his building permits. He'd stop in. He knew I coached. So, he wants to chew the fat and talk about football and what's going on with the high school football. He had a son that was coming up through elementary school and playing in the middle school and such. And I ended up coaching. His son was one of my position players as well. So he and I just developed a friendship through the years. And I let that crazy rascal talk me into going to work for him. Might have been the worst decision.
I was just about to ask if you're still friends.
We are still friends.
Oh.
Yes, we're still very good friends.
Odds then.
Yes. Well, I just this past weekend I went hunting with him on his place in Georgia. So we had a great time. We're still very good friends. But I do not recommend working for your friends or family.
Oh no. I know.
It's just too challenging at times.
To
me, that friendship or that family relationship is more important than the benefits of work. I tell people this all the time. My wife, I challenge somebody to be a better customer service representative than that woman. If you want to talk about having somebody represent being the first contact for a business, being the face, the voice of that first contact, I challenge somebody to be better than that woman. I will not work with her. I love our marriage. We have a great marriage. She wants to talk about everything that happens at work, away from work. When I get away from work, I'm not wired that way. I don't want to have to rehash all of that.
I have one of those at home too.
Do you have one of those at home? Yes. So
I know all the employees at the job better than people who work there. I mean, it's not gossipy, like not talking bad about anybody, just telling me about work.
Exactly. And there's going to be some conflicts that you have to deal with at work.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm away from work, I don't want to rehash that day at work. And I know that's what she has to do that.
Yeah.
I listen to that, but I don't have a connection. I'm not emotionally involved in that day-to-day operations that she is. If we were working together, I would be. I love my marriage. I love being married to my wife, and I'm going to keep it that way. No benefit to my business is worth that, losing it. I've learned that's probably important with friends as well.
Mm-hmm.
True friends that you have, your circle of true friends as you get, it isn't what it was when you're a teenager in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Those true core friends of life, I have no desire to work with those folks again.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to keep space with those. I learned that pretty early on too. I had a friend we were very close, and we ended up moving in together. Bad
Hmm.
idea. Not friends anymore. Don't dislike the person.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
we just don't get along anymore because we got too close, and we realized, hey, I don't like you.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen too much of you now.
Yeah.
You know.
But no, that's I allowed Scott taught me into going away. But the aspects of it was very interesting. I learned a lot about custom home building, that business, that side of things, managing, helping him manage that company, manage the jobs, run the jobs, and that type of thing. All the aspects of building a home from start to finish, meeting clients, that whole aspect. It wasn't a terrible thing, although I look back at it, I don't think I would do it again.
Mm-hmm.
But it also provided the avenue for me to be doing what I'm doing today in the insurance world. Had I not went to work with him, I don't know that I would be in the insurance business and sitting where I am today. So while it was a challenging and difficult thing to do, something I probably wouldn't do again if I had the opportunity to, probably still one of the best things to get me to where I'm at now and what I'm doing now. So take that for what it is.
Yeah. So I always like to ask this question to people who come on who have families, and you had young kids in the home, 4. You had a marriage. You were coaching. You were working. How did you, with all of that going on, keep the most important things first? How did you make sure that you were spending enough time with your family, just being dad and husband?
I'm going to be honest with you here. I didn't do a good job with that.
Okay.
To be honest,
We love honesty.
when I look back at it now, there's things I wish I would have done so much better than what I did. I neglect. There's that kind of saying, to be successful, what are you willing to give up? Right? There's sacrifices to time and energies that you place in certain points. And I allowed that at times to take away my focus, energies where they should be. I don't think I was a bad dad, but I wasn't as good of a dad as I needed to be and what I should have been, to be honest with you. When I look back at it now, I have a lot of regrets in the way I handled certain things and aspects of being an adult, trying to be a professional, trying to grow, and juggling the home life as well. That I wish, those things in life you wish you could do over. I wish I had a do-over on some of those things, honestly.
I appreciate the honesty. And this is why I asked this question, because we always say that knowledge is the ability to learn from your mistakes, but wisdom is the ability to learn from others' mistakes. And so I like to ask this question because when you're able to give honest answers like that, and our viewers who are listening, who are currently in the stage of life where they have the choice to prioritize family and marriage over business, or find a better balance, I think it's really good for them to hear you say that, because they still have that opportunity to say, hey, I'm doing too much, I'm missing out on things, or hey, I should be spending more quality time with my wife or more quality time with my family. And I appreciate you saying that, because I think it's really important. I guess if you had some advice for that upcoming generation, my generation, you could just tell them right now, like, some good advice as to that situation. What is it that you tell them?
The difficult thing is everybody's personality is so different. The one thing I always felt like is that I've got tomorrow. Right? That's not necessarily the best mindset to have.
Because you don't always have tomorrow.
And the aspect of thinking I've got tomorrow is, what am I neglecting today? And what you neglect today, you may not be able to make up for tomorrow, right? don't think about tomorrow. Let's be present. Be where your feet are here and now, and be present and intentional in that time. I wish I could have done that a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I think I've dug into your personal life a little bit. Tell me about in the insurance world.
Yeah.
With what you do, what is the one insurance coverage that you wish people knew that they needed, that they just commonly don't know they need?
Oh, Morgan.
Well, I heard you mention something recently about beekeepers
Well,
needing insurance for their bees.
well, that's it's an entire different aspect of insurance, and the part of the insurance world that I'm really, my goal for 2026 is growing this line of insurance within our agency is our crop insurance. It's such a different animal from normal property and casualty insurance. It truly is just a different animal altogether. But a lot of farmers, nursery owners don't understand and know the availability of that product that's to them, and also the federal subsidies to pay for those premiums for them. A lot of folks don't realize just how much is available to them at very little cost to them.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they can always buy up in coverage, but there's a baseline level of catastrophic coverage that's almost costs them next to nothing other than a policy fee, which is very minimal. So that is definitely one line of insurance that I am specifically focused on growing in 2026. Now, when we talk about the normal, everyday, what everybody needs, what most everybody walking around, home and auto insurance, man, there's so many aspects of layers of coverage that folks need, in my opinion. Of course, in the auto insurance world, uninsured motorist coverage, so many times, so much more often than not, very minimum limits or not at all. I can't recommend people enough. Uninsured motorist coverage is you taking care of you and your family, right? Of course, we all need to take care of, we want to be responsible, carry bodily injury limits, which covers injuries we may sustain caused someone else. But to me, it's just as important or more important for you to be responsible and take care of you and yours. In the auto insurance world, that's where that uninsured motorist coverage comes into play. That's helping take
I've never even thought about it.
Yes, it's gigantic in my mind, in my view of what coverage is and how they apply to someone. Of course, in the homeowners insurance world, in our area, we all fight and think about wind coverage because of how expensive it is in our coastal area. And even though we come across folks who can self-insure for wind, man, you really need to look and evaluate just what that would do to you if you had to truly self-insure a full loss claim due to wind. You may be able to do it in one time. What's it going to do for your future moving forward? How bad does that set you back financially and where you want to be moving forward?
So, I bought my first home years ago. I bought an old historic home. Beautiful home.
Challenging home.
Oh, not really. We just didn't really have that many problems with the actual home itself. But I will tell you that there were issues. I'm going to tell you. So we bought this house, and it was 104 years old. Gorgeous home. All original hardwood in the house. All the original wood structures.
Like the old house I grew up in Brundage, Alabama.
Foundation was wonderful. It was perfect. And we invested $70,000 of our money into renovating it. We gutted the kitchen. We gutted the bathroom. We just, redid it. And on this property, and the house, you sat on a little chunk of property, these hundreds of year old oak trees have been there for hundreds of years. But of course, when I buy the house, a tornado came in and ripped them all from the root.
Oh, man.
And dumped them on the property. And one of them was going over a road, and none of them hit the house, thankfully. But we had to spend $14,000 more to have those trees cut because they were huge, cut down and removed. And our home insurance didn't help us.
Nope.
We had
it has to hit.
Yeah, we had a $15,000 deductible, and all quotes that we got to remove the trees were $14,000. And so we had to come out of pocket, and we had already come out $70,000. And then we had to pay for landscaping to fix it on the back end, because after that incident, we were like, okay, we're cutting ties and moving. And, you know, it was a rough situation because we had 2 houses. We moved because I was like, I got to get up out of here. I told my husband, I was like, I'm moving. You coming or you not coming? Because I'm moving. I'm not living here anymore. And so we got another home in Tulsa, and we had a home in Grove. So we were paying for 2 houses. And it was a hard time because we were paying for 2 homes, and we had just spent $70,000 of our own money and then $14,000 of our own money. And it was just like, how many more hits can we take? And I was so frustrated with the home insurance company because I'm like, man, I pay you so much money every month and you're not doing anything for me. So if you had advice for someone buying a home who's looking at homeowners insurance, what is it that you would tell them to look for?
Well, here's the first thing for folks to understand about homeowners insurance. It's not a maintenance program. It's a peril-specific coverage. And it has to had those trees, one of those trees fallen on your historic, beautiful house and caused damage, the homeowner's insurance policy would have covered the damages, less the deductible, of course, plus it would have paid for the removal of that tree off the house as well. But if they do not cause damage to that structure, there's not going to be any coverage for them.
So first-time homeowners, do not buy a home with giant oak trees on it next to your house.
A ton of houses in our area that are just surrounded by trees. Not only is it a risk in a storm, and I get it, everybody wants it because the shade, right? It's cool. It helps cover.
And they're beautiful.
Yes. But more and more insurance companies, what they're actually doing is limiting, in an already limited market, the homeowners insurance market in our area is already limited to carriers who are willing to write. When you have trees, this tree exposure has become more and more of a underwriting eligibility issue with carriers. They won't even consider it. So you as a owner are limiting your pool of providers that are willing to offer coverage for you. And you're also increasing the likelihood of having, most of the time it's not the straight line wind, right? Most of the damage is typically caused by trees falling, something on a tree falling on the home. It's not necessarily, most of the time isn't the straight line wind, it's what's falling on the home.
That's crazy. Well, we had a tornado actually come through. So the tornado actually came in my neighborhood. It wasn't really a neighborhood, but where some houses were. Came through it. Took one of the houses out. Took all my trees out. Crazy. When we were moving down here, when we came to look at homes, we looked at a house on Oak Street over in Magnolia Springs behind where Jesse's is. And there was this
beautiful area there in it.
I wanted this house so bad. It was so pretty. And it had all these trees.
I don't know what house in Magnolia Springs isn't covered up in trees.
It was gorgeous, though. It was like, you ever seen the show, or you've at least heard of the show Gilmore Girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the house we were looking at was it resembled the home from Gilmore Girls. And it was gorgeous. And I was like, I have to have it. But there were all these trees. And as we were looking at it, I was like getting PTSD, like twitching. And I was like, you know what? Let's just look in Gulf Shores. Like, let's come somewhere else. And Daryl was like, are you okay? And I was like, no. And so we ended up buying a house with no trees anywhere. Yes. And I'm like, just for a couple years. Let's just have something low maintenance that we don't have to worry about it. And then we'll look at buying a big, beautiful property with a ton of trees on it again. Let's just keep it simple for now.
Yes, I've not had a tree around my house in over 20 years, and I plan to keep it that way. Other than, we have some small decorative trees and that kind of thing, but no major trees, especially pines. Pines and water oaks are the worst trees to have around your home.
I don't like all that stuff.
Pine needles.
Ugh, hate it. So ugly, and it gets wet, and it just stays wet, and all yucky. That and walnuts. I had black walnut trees, and they were just everywhere, just rotting on the ground. I don't eat that, so they're just going to sit.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, well, I like to ask, when somebody in our area is looking for property and casualty insurance, I always like to give you an opportunity to tell our viewers why you.
Oh, well, thank you for that opportunity. I think why myself and Thomas Harrison and Associates is because we truly can give someone as broad a view of market options as there are in our area. We have some carriers who are great for both home and auto together. Then we have a lot of carriers who are standalone homeowners insurance. We're not married to any individual carrier. We simply look at the market offerings. Who is giving this client the best option in coverages and cost? And we can have that conversation with that client to find out what's most important to them. I'm a gigantic believer in broader is better, meaning broader coverage, more coverages, the better. When the crap hits the fan and things are their worst, I don't want endorsements on a policy that are limiting coverage and how things are going to be and what's going to be covered and what's not going to be covered. The industry is filled with that. You have to have an understanding of what is covered and what limitations there are. We have some carriers that are great when it comes to cost, and I get it. Cost is king because of how expensive homeowners insurance has become. Now, I had having a conversation with the guy that I used to work with, Scott Mann, with this custom home building several months. I was like, man, do you remember homeowners insurance was just something everybody needed and was just went and got. There wasn't this issue. There wasn't this aspect of it being how much is it going to cost and making a home either affordable or not affordable for some budgets.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a major aspect of that equation of affordability in homeowners insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Not only affordability, but just being able to get it. It is such a different animal in this day and time than what it was just 10 years ago. So being with Thomas Harrison Associates, having the multitudes of different carriers for those various different scenarios and situations, coastal exposure, age of home exposure, having the ability to find a solution, give you as good of a market view of solutions available for you is one of the reasons why I'm where I'm at, honestly.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on with us today.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
How can we find you if we were to look you up?
Yep. Of course, Thomas Harrison Associates, thahelps.com, thahelps.com is our website. And of course, our office line is 251-621-2180. It's a great way to get a hold of us. I would love to say you can go on social. I'm terrible with social media. You're going to give me the stink eye when I say that, but I'm terrible with social media.
Yeah, I know a girl.
I know you know a girl. I'm starting to get to know a girl too, but I just, yeah.
Okay. Well, when you're ready for help, you let me know. And until then, I'll just be giving you the stink eye over here. All right.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is going to bring an end to this episode of Morgan Means Business. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe.